The Monetary Policy Committee has once again retained the benchmark interest rate at 12%, but voted to increase cash reserve requirement on private sector deposits by 300 basis points to 15%. Thank you for staying tuned. Welcome to Business Incorporated. I'm Chimezie Obi-Wagu. It's the 15th time the Monetary Policy Committee is leaving the MPR at 12%. According to the communique of the meeting read by the acting CBN Governor, Dr. Sarah Alade, the committee unanimously voted for further tightening of monetary policy to consolidate recent gains, but were divided on the instrument. However, by a majority vote of 5-4, the committee took the decision to retain the rate at 12% and increase the CRR for private sector deposits to 15% from 12%. And that's my focus on this edition of the program. Well, I had a chat with Dr. Ayodele Teriba, the CEO, Economic Associates, on this issue, and he doesn't seem to agree with those decisions. According to him, he wasn't expecting further tightening of the monetary policy. You'll get to know why as the program unfolds. Do stay tuned. We'll begin with some of the stories that made headlines in the world of business this week.
The Senate has screened and confirmed the Managing Director of Zenith Bank, Godwin Emefiele, as the next central bank governor. He will resume his position in June, replacing suspended CBN Governor Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, whose tenure officially ends the same month. The second nominee, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, was also screened by the Senate for the position of Deputy Governor. Mr. Emefiele, a banker with 26 years of experience and an MBA from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, became the Managing Director of Zenith Bank in 2010. The federal government says it welcomes the forfeiture proceeding initiated by the United States Department of Justice against the property related to corrupt conduct of late General Sani Abacha. In this new plan, the family and associates will forfeit over $550 million and £95,910 in 10 accounts and 6 investment portfolios linked to the Abachas in France, Britain, British Islands, and the United States.
And of course, one of the stories that made headline this week is our main focus on the program, which is the MPC's decision to retain the benchmark interest rate at 12% and increase the cash reserve ratio on private sector deposits to 15%. Let's listen to this report.
The acting governor of a central bank, deputy governors of the bank, and other officials at a news conference to brief journalists on the outcome of the Monetary Policy Committee. Dr. Sarah Alade first listed the developments in the international market, the domestic market, and the external sector development before stating the committee's decisions.
7 members voted to increase CRR of private sector deposits by 300 basis points to 15%, while 2 members voted to retain the CRR on private sector deposits at 12%. The committee, therefore, decided by a majority vote of 5-4 to hold the MPR and its corridor at current levels, but raise the CRR on private sector deposits by 300 basis points to 15%.
While inflation rate for the first quarter was put at 7.2%, members of the Monetary Policy Committee said food inflation may not grow beyond the current levels as it expects bumper harvest in 2014.
The committee unanimously agreed that a continuation of a tight monetary policy was needed to consolidate recent gains. Recent resurgence of core inflation in spite of the downward trend in headline inflation reinforces this position. Thus, prudent monetary stance will also facilitate better reserve and exchange rate management in an environment where Fed tapering increases pressure on emerging economies financial markets.
With the lending rate unchanged for the 15th time in a row, it is expected that the decisions of the Apex Bank will lead to economic stability in the country.